Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Adrielle, and I am currently telling a story of my life dating back from January 2016. In the previous episode, I spoke about the month of May, and I am still in the month of May. and I'm just going to talk about everything that happened after that. So here it goes. So it's the month of May. It's after graduation. I have no job lined up, and I am devastated. I'm devastated. Don't know how I'm going to take care of myself because I don't have a job. My refund money that I had from, the spring semester, that's running up. And that was what I was using to take care of myself. So I am just sitting on my couch, just trying to figure out what's going to happen because something has to happen. I have to get a job. So I am just applying to a bunch of places, just applying. I'm praying. I'm just like, yo, what is going on? So I tell myself that, you know what, I need some encouragement. I need some encouragement. So I go on YouTube. I go straight to YouTube and I type in like job testimonies or something like that. And I'm just watching a bunch of people's testimonies of how God gave them a job. God gave them a job that they weren't even qualified for, something, things like that. So I'm just watching it to be encouraged. And as I'm watching these videos, I start getting particular videos on my page that were just recommended for me. And there was one particular video that I saw, and her video was God told me to move to Atlanta. I was like, ooh, what? Her name is Milan. She has a YouTube channel about how God told her to move to Atlanta. So I decided to watch the video. So I click on the video and she just talks about how God told her to move to Atlanta. God told her not to get a job, and God told her not to ask anyone for money. And I was like, wait, what? That that's a lot. That's a lot. So she was basically telling her story through her YouTube channel. And I think she had uploaded like 4 episodes at that point. I am just watching her videos of how, she got an apartment. She didn't know how she was going to pay for her apartment. There was one time she got a notice about an eviction or something like that. And I was just like, oh my goodness. I feel so sorry for her. So I watched all her videos that week of May 20. And I remember just telling myself that, man, like she couldn't get a job. Like I hope that doesn't happen to me. So I just continue the week. I continue the week of applying to jobs and just seeing how things were gonna go. So it's the day of Dina's birthday dinner, and I decided I am not going because of all the information I found out before. And I kind of made an excuse. Actually, no, I lied to Ruby why I wasn't going. I completely lied to her. I said I was traveling back to Jersey to get something and I won't be able to come. Like, I completely lied to her, you know? But I remember thinking to myself after midnight, so this is May 26th, the next day, I remember thinking to myself, of just my life. I'm like, man, it's been almost 2 weeks of me graduating, no job. I have bills to pay. What am I gonna do? Like, God, please come through. I remember just crying, crying, crying. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do at all. And just being very, very sad. So I'm applying to jobs, like I said, I'm applying. And when I'm applying to jobs, I'm basically applying to analyst positions. But there was one particular company that had a position open, and it was a data scientist. And I was like, data scientist, what do they do? So I looked into it and I was like, oh, okay, that's very interesting. I feel like that's something I would want to do probably in the next couple of years. I would want to build myself up as an analyst, and then probably in the next 5 years, I'll be a data scientist. That would be a very fun position for me to have in the future. Now, at this point in my apartment, I just start seeing roaches. I do not know where they were coming from. they were just coming out of nowhere. And I'm not used to that. Now, I did a lot of Google research, and they say that, the roaches in Atlanta or the roaches in Georgia come out a lot in the summertime, and that yeah, they come a lot in the summertime. Now, I wasn't used to that because I don't live with roaches. I don't live with insects. So, I remember just seeing a roach every single day, just killing it, just and these roaches were big. And I was just like, what is going on? You know, I was like, no, I can't do this. Like, if this is it, I cannot do this. So I remember just basically messing up my apartment by putting roach gel on the wall. So I basically just put like roach gel like at the corners of like the ceiling of my apartment because I did not know where these roaches were coming from. But even though I put the roach gel on the corners of the ceiling, um, you can see it. You can see it. And I'm like, you know what? Whenever I move out of this apartment, I'm just gonna have to deal with that situation. And yeah, but as far as the roaches go, I need to get rid of these roaches. Now, in the month of May, I am still checking on Brandon because of what happened. In the month of April, he lost his friend. So I'm just checking up on him. And as I'm checking up on him, I see a picture that he posts on his Instagram. And as I'm looking at the picture, I see a particular comment, and I am going to read the comment to you. And this is what the comment says. I hear the Lord saying it's time to elevate. For the repositioning of your breakthrough, God is literally reconstructing, rebuilding, repurifying, regrouping, and reestablishing you as a whole entity. For the manifestation of God's promises is transitioning your atmosphere. For God is releasing to you stability that you may operate mentally, emotionally, and psychologically so that you can produce the wealth of God through your establishment of your hands. Once again, it's time for elevation. So embrace your shift. Contact me ASAP. So I see that comment. I'm like, oh my goodness, that is such a good word. Like, that's a good prophetic word. Um, but it didn't stop there. The next day, this person, I guess this person's a prophet, this person left another comment on Brandon's picture. And this is what it says. Today, I ask God, what can I say to encourage, impact, and empower you today? And the Lord simply said to me, redemption. Hear me prophetically. God is restoring back the value of your worth by your ability to submit. This is an incredible moment in time and season in your life. Your positioning matters, man of God. I will not be so adamant. I'm reaching out to you if I didn't know what God has promised concerning your life. Please take this message and open your heart and contact me. Everything God is the way is based off your level of surrendering and obedience. Your redemption is now. So I'm like, okay. So the prophet came back with another word. It's like, oh, what's going on? Now the prophet referred to Brandon as a man of God. And now I've been asking, like, oh, Lord, is my husband gonna be a pastor? So but when I'm hearing this, I'm just like, okay, this is like good news. Like, God is using someone, seems to be a prophet, to minister to Brandon about God's will for his life. So I'm just thinking like this is a good thing. Now, probably the next day, or maybe even that particular day, I'm on my couch and I'm just thinking about what the prophet said about Brandon in his comment section and just like the goodness of God in Brandon's life and just thinking about how good it is for God to send someone to minister to Brandon. Now, I'm on a couch and I get a nudge. I get a nudge that I should message Brandon. Now, the nudge that I got was to message Brandon about warning him to surrender his life to Christ. I'm getting this nudge. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Mm-mm-mm. And plus, I'm watching the game. The game was on, so I'm watching the game. The next thing you know, they go to commercial. I was like, oh, okay. okay. Commercials like 3 minutes. They're gonna be back. The commercials are running. They're running, and as they're running, the nudge is getting stronger and stronger. And the next thing you know, I'm like 3 minutes has passed. I'm like, why is these commercials so long? Like, yo, the commercials were running so long, and the nudge was getting aggressive and aggressive. I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna message Brandon about he should give his life to Christ, but I'm not gonna do it from my page. I'm going to do it from the backup page that I created back in December 2018. Immediately, I came into agreement with that. The game came back on. And I am going to put the message on the screen of what I sent to Brandon. Okay. The next day, he responded and he sent his response, and I'm gonna show the response on the screen. But I remember when I saw that response, I was just like, wait, what? Like, why would the Holy Spirit nudge me to message him to surrender his life to Christ if this is what's going to be his response? Now, I also don't believe that he already gave his life to Christ, too. So I was just thinking to myself, why would the Holy Spirit tell me to do that? First of all, the Holy Spirit was nudging me. Like, why would the Holy Spirit do that if that was going to be his response? I was like, oh. Anyways, so yeah, I think that's pretty much what happened in the month of May. I'm gonna do a little mini recap. Um, Graduated, Dina was exposed, haven't secured a job. Um, what else again? Brandon. Church. Now, church, I'm still feeling funny about service. I'm still feeling like the Holy Spirit is not in church. um I'm still going through a lot of those emotions of, yeah, this is now where I should be long term. Now, I am going to do a separate episode of the dreams I had in May, and these dreams play a very important role into the story. So in my next episode, I am going to talk about dreams. And yeah, so if you like this episode, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on social media, and yeah, until next time, bye.